Week 4, reflection question 4. What are some examples Flores provides to illustrate how the language practice of racialized students are already aligned to the standards that lead to college and career readiness? So, right on the first page, students are engaging in all types of analyzing, evaluating, creating knowledge of the highest levels of thinking in Bloom's taxonomy, but that the way they do that is through a racialized lens because that is one of the ways that they perceive the world. So, for example, in that Flores' first example of how they're doing this is their debate on the use of the N-word. Can it be used as a term of endearment, or will it always be a slur? Does the history behind the word make its meaning always prejudiced, racist, negative? Should it ever be used? Or should it ever be used? In this view, probably not. Most likely not, because of the history of the word, it is a put down. But other students are arguing that it depends on who's using it in what way. If we use an A ending instead of an ER, it can be used between members of the same community as a term of endearment, as a way of saying, like, bro. And it takes the power out of that word. And this debate is representative of critical thinking skills because they are analyzing how the word has been used historically and presently across social contexts. And from these analyses, they are drawing conclusions and opinions. They are evaluating this information. And this is something you see in academic settings all the time. Flores says that you would think this is a sociolinguistic group. It's not. It's a bunch of elementary school students at a lunch table. They are already understanding identity politics through how teachers say their name. And they are evaluating the ways that teachers say their name or refuse to say their name correctly or give them a different name. They're seeing how that creates a power dynamic, if it makes it more hierarchical, how they are interacting in a dominant culture that is Anglophone and anglicizes their names, and their powerlessness of asserting proper pronunciation, recognizing them fully as their individual selves through their name. And last but not least, they're arguing about translations. This is something you would think linguistics would argue, or historians talking about historiography. How do you convey meaning through different codes that will never totally fully align? And they need to have a deep understanding of both of these codes in both of these languages. They need to take the information and form an opinion, and then they need to create a way for it to be understood to the best way possible, in the way that they understand it. The implicit biases that go with these that they're arguing with. What? No. Why would you say it like that? I would say it like this. They already understand that through translanguaging, something is lost and something is adding. So a little bit of meaning is lost because the context is lost, but a little bit of meaning is added in the way that they choose to fill that gap. And these are all higher levels of thinking on Bloom's taxonomy. This totally meets Common Core standards of how students can analyze text and history, form opinions on civic positions, and find ways of transferring knowledge through their creativity. Like these could all be used in a different in a lesson plan, but just with like different subjects to be studied, whether this be an English class or if it be a social studies class, like this all or a civics course, like this all falls into that realm. And it's through their racialized perceptions that they understand the world they're able to do these skills without going purely through academic language.